Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 26th through September 1st. This is our last mermaid reading. It was nice for the summertime. We're going to see what's coming up for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We've got this new moon in Mars coming up on Friday, so we'll see how this is going to be affecting you Friday the 30th. But we'll also see what else is coming up for you in the week ahead. For our lovely, darling Aries friends, here's your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, dears. So, your Monday, Tuesday, you have Traveler, okay? So Aries, a lot of you are coming into this energy maybe where you're ready for a change of scenery, or you're ready for things to be a little bit different for you right now, and you might be traveling, you might be preparing to travel or to take some kind of a trip. I do feel that for some of you, this is an energy where you are not just traveling for like a getaway. I feel like you're going to make something happen, or you're going with an intention, because as I'm looking at the card, the feeling and the mood that I'm getting from it is like this fast moving energy, this chariot energy, right? And so I do feel like some of you are traveling with an intention. I do feel some of you are looking for a place to settle, or for a place to begin something. So maybe some of you are traveling with the intention of finding an investment property, or a place to relocate or move. Or some of you are looking for a place to settle down and start a family, or something of that nature. But I feel that this travel has a reason, a purpose. Like you're going for a reason. It doesn't feel like a vacation to me. Or like if it's a vacation with a purpose, right? Like you're doing two things at once. And then what's interesting to me, what's kind of jumping out at me here in this card, like in the background, I'm seeing like, it looks like this little tornado here in the water. And that little area right there, I'm seeing like the shape of like a heart. Okay. So I really feel that some of you are going into this energy with a lot of intensity, and you might be following your heart. You might be feeling like you're going in the direction of what you believe is going to make you happy, or what's going to be fulfilling for you in some way. Some of you are traveling with the intention of meeting a love partner, or a potential love interest, or just kind of like, doing the things that bring you passion and joy, whether it's romantic or not. But I really feel, Aries, a lot of you in the beginning of the week, you're in this heart energy and you feel really motivated and you just want to go and make it happen. You guys are already like that anyway. I always say this about you, Aries. Like, you guys put something to your mind and you don't rest until you accomplish it. Like, you're just go, 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 go. You're always pushing yourselves. So you're even extra, like you're even more so this week, because something is happening that is really near and dear to your heart, and you're being very moved by your emotions. You're feeling very moved by your emotions, like you're just like going like to make this happen. Your Wednesday, Thursday card is Elusive. Now this is interesting because Aquarius got the same card, but they didn't get it in the same place as you. And I shuffled, you saw me shuffle. So as you're traveling, for some of you, this is also, you're looking maybe to get away. You're maybe looking to get away and have a fresh start, or you're trying to get away from certain people or energies that you don't like anymore, that you're not feeling it. Now, as I said, when it came up for the other sign, those starfish that are here in this card really kind of jumped out at me. And they're jumping out at me for you guys too, but kind of in a different way. For me, the stars symbol are a symbol of your intuitive guidance, like the messages or the little breadcrumbs that Spirit is giving you, like to help you, lead you on your path. So I feel some of you are preparing to travel to some place where you are feeling a spiritual connection with, or some of you are preparing to travel because you're wanting to go to some kind of spiritual workshop or retreat, or training, something along those lines. Like, it makes me think of like, when I traveled to Joshua Tree because I wanted to go to the Integratron, it was a spiritual experience for me. So it was a getaway, but it was a getaway with like a spiritual purpose or something that I wanted to experience spiritually. And so I feel a lot of you are taking that step. And I did say, I feel like it's something that's near and dear to your heart. You have like this tornado of emotion that's like propelling you to do this. So Aries, I do feel a lot of you are taking some kind of a spiritual trip or a spiritual voyage. For some of you, maybe it's not like a workshop or a spiritual retreat. Maybe some of you are going to like a place that's very special with your religion, like a traditional religious upbringing. So, maybe for some of you, it's like a trip to like Jerusalem or something, or to Mecca, or to some holy land, whatever the holy land may be in your beliefs or in your upbringing, but just somewhere where you feel like you're being healed. I feel some of you're doing something, or you're preparing, or you're planning to go to some place where you're doing like some kind of like a bathing, or like you're going like to a special body of water. Like, I don't know if it's a geyser or a hot spring or a lake or like the Dead Sea or something, like some place that you believe to be holy. Like you're wanting to go, and you're wanting to go in the water and like just kind of come out, and it's just kind of like a baptism that you're doing between you and your higher power. So it might not be like where you're going to a church for them to baptize you, but it's some kind of spiritual thing that you're wanting to do between you and your higher power, or just something that you're doing to cleanse or heal, or because you're thinking that you're wanting to have a fresh start in some way. So I am getting a sense or a feeling for some of you there's something with like actually going into this body of water as a clearing or as a healing in some way. This elusive energy also, I do feel, Aries, some of you are just kind of wanting to be left alone, or you're just wanting some alone time to make this connection, to make the spiritual connection. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday card. Oh, one more thing. I also feel some of you are being elusive in that you have something in the works. It could be something in terms of like a dream or a project or a new job or a new relationship or something. I'm hearing for some of you even engagement. But I feel like you're not announcing it just yet, or you're not telling people about it just yet. Because it's your way of trying to protect it, or your way of trying to keep from other people's energies coming and like interfering with it in some way. So I do feel that for some of you, this is an energy that's coming in where you are having this really amazing time to just kind of focus on you and not have everybody else's opinions and gossip and anxiety, kind of jump into the situation. You're learning to, play your cards close to your chest, as they say. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Aries, this is all about you guys. The power. Well, you already have this new moon in Mars, okay? And so that's right up your alley right there, Aries. That's right up your alley right there. This new moon in Mars, and again, I'm not an astrology expert by any means, and I've had people message me and ask me all kinds of questions about astrology. Guys, I'm not an astrology expert. I read energy. I read cards and I read energy, and I channel archangels. That's about it. But, anything I know is what I've read. So if you have deeper questions about astrology, I'm probably not the best person to answer them. But from what I understand, what's happening with this new moon on Friday, because of the placements of Venus and Mercury, along with this new moon in Mars, it's a really powerful time to have like your passion projects and the things that are near and dear to your heart, to breathe life and fire into them in a positive way, to get things going, to make things happen. So this power card makes me feel, Aries, like a lot of you are feeling very charged. Like you're feeling a lot of energy. You're feeling a lot of optimism. You're feeling a lot of like belief in yourself that you're going to be able to make these things happen, or you're going to be able to accomplish a lot of things. So I feel, Aries, the way you all are feeling the new moon energy is you're feeling it in a very like charged up, amped up kind of way. Not aggressive, like where like mean or aggressive, but just like you're just very, you're unstoppable, right? But you're doing it in a very constructive, positive way where you're creating new things for yourself. That octopus also jumping out at me, it makes me think, it makes me feel in some way that you are feeling in some ways like you're connecting with that octopus kind of energy, where you feel very like, far reaching, like you can accomplish many things at once. Another thing that people don't know about the octopus is the octopus is very, very intelligent, and it's a master of escape. And you already had travel, you already had elusiveness, and then now you've got this octopus coming in the end of the week in the energy of the new moon. It makes me feel, Aries, that some of you are planning or plotting some kind of a getaway. Like you're making this great escape. And I feel like you're doing it because you're wanting to just start fresh, start anew somewhere else. Some of you are getting away from a crowd of people or a group of people whom you love very much, but they've been a very bad influence for you. They've held you down, they've sabotaged you in some ways, or they've held you back from growing. And so there could even be like addiction issues and things of that nature that come along with it. And you're like, you know what, I want to have a fresh, clean start. I want to go and have a life where I'm not going to have this temptation, or I'm not going to have these people trying to pull me back into old vices or addictions. And you're getting a fresh start. Some of you might be escaping an abusive relationship or an abusive family situation. But again, like I said, for me, the octopus, one of the things I think of is they're the masters of escape. And you had travel, you had elusiveness. So I do definitely feel, Aries, like some of you are just leaving something behind, and maybe you've tried in the past but it didn't work, but this is the time that you're making it happen. So continue praying about it, meditating on it, asking your guides and angels to guide you and help you, make this successful, because I do feel in this new moon energy it's going to work out for a lot of you this time around. There's really cool things, like if you're interested about the octopus, you can even look it up on YouTube. There's videos of people putting octopuses like in a jar and turning the lid of the jar shut, like, turning the lid of the jar so it's closed tight. The octopus will reach up its little tentacles and it will unscrew the lid and just pull itself right out of the jar. So they're very intelligent. So maybe some of you, Aries, you've had somebody that tried to push you in a corner, or they've been trying to hold on to you for selfish reasons for a long time, and you're coming out of that grasp. You're coming out of their clutches. We're going to go ahead and take a look at your spirit message for the week and see what's coming up for you guys. And again, I always encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others, or they might add a little extra information for you, especially if you want some guidance and you don't feel like you can afford a private reading at this time. Sometimes when you watch your moon sign and rising sign video, you get a little bit more specific information to your energies, because these are general readings. They may apply, they may not. Some parts might apply, some parts may not. So when you watch your moon and rising, sometimes you just get a little bit more out of it. We're going to see what's coming up for you for a spirit message for the week. And as always, those of you who are really curious about the decks and the cards, or you want to get them for yourselves, I always have a link in the description that will take you to the card decks that I'm using. All right, my darlings. So you have the porpoise, and of course, my eyes are not reading the tiny, tiny print. So we have working for something and expecting the opposite will discourage it from happening, Aries. Okay, so this is what's happening for you guys. You're feeling this power, right? Maybe some of you are intimidated by that great big octopus energy. And so some of you might be in this energy where you're telling yourself, like you're starting to have doubts because you're on the verge of this really big change. Well, that doesn't surprise me because that's what the negative ego does. Anytime we're about to really make a massive, big change in our life, where we're breaking out of a generational curse, or we're breaking out of like a block or some karmic cycle, the negative ego will come up and it will start tearing us down. It will just start ripping into us about how we're too stupid, or we don't know what we're doing, or it's not going to work out for us, or we're just being stupid thinking that this could happen, or it's too late, or you should have done it before, or whatever. It's just all these things the negative ego will bring in to discourage us and to keep us from trying, because we're so close to making that change. The negative ego will come into like trying to talk us out of it, because this is the thing: lower vibrational forces cannot stop God, higher power, the universe, from giving us our blessing. What lower vibrational forces can do is convince us to stop reaching for it. Okay, they can't stop God or universe or higher power from blessing us, but they can influence us or make us give up so that we don't go to get our blessing, so that we don't show up for our blessing. So right when you're right about at that threshold, you're right on that verge of getting that blessing, that negative ego will come in and start trying to convince you to give up. And so, your angels and guides are saying a lot of you are going to have that voice coming up at some point this week. And it's important for you to realize that you have to go in with the faith. So it's not enough just to do the actions, but believe that things can turn around for you this time. Believe that your angels and guides are guiding you to solutions and happy time. And again, that ship is, jumping out at me. So like smooth sailing, being able to set sail, being able to move away to calmer waters, to happier things. The 28 is jumping out at me. 2 is keep the faith, have faith, believe. 8 is abundance, eternal energy. If we were to reduce the numbers, 2 plus 8 equals 10, which means, completion. You're going to end this time and come into a new beginning. All these things are here for you, right? But it's up to you to keep the faith, not just to do the work, but to keep the faith, okay? To keep the faith and to be in that positive mindset. All right, my darlings, again, watch your moon sign and rising sign. You may need a private reading. I'm more than happy to do that for you. If you click on the Calendly link in the description, you can schedule there. Those of you who are like, that was great, but I want to know more about my love life. What about my love life, Amethyst? I have a link in the description of the video that will take you to the August love readings. I do the love readings separate on my channel, because I want you guys to also have readings just for you without anybody else's nonsense, without anybody else's drama coming in. But if you want the September love readings, are going to be coming up in the next couple of days. So if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that, and you'll get a notice when the love readings for September are up. They're going to be up in the next couple of days. I thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all the best, Aries.